Hi, I'm Mr. Smith 4200 and this is my video on healthcare. First off, I'm just going to say that I consider myself a moderate leaning to the right, only leaning to the right because I just don't believe in healthcare. But we'll get into that in a minute. Excuse me, just had grape soda, actually, Fanta. Best thing from Spain since the Inquisition. Hold on. I know my computer's got some lag, so let me just go real slow, let it warm up for a minute. Alright, yeah. So the Democrats have always been for it. And the thing about it is healthcare, it sounds like a good idea, and it is. And from the other side's perspective, it allows the government to take care of the people who aren't able to take care of themselves, and allows the government to take care of people who can't take care of themselves, and it's a support system for the poor and the disabled, all right? And I guess it works that way. That's in theory. What ends up happening with that is generations later, as we see in France, a nation that's been very socialized for for quite a while now. You have generations of people, kids and teenagers who just get lazy and just say, shit, why not, why should I work? The government will take care of me. You know, what should I do? That's what these French kids are saying, not all French kids, but it happens and it's gonna grow, and you foster that. And you have to give people motivation to do more with their lives, to inspire. There's going to be people who won't, and it's a sad fact of society that you have to have the poor and the rich. You have to have this contrast in order for people to see that and have to want to rise above it. I mean, I'm not saying that I'm some great, knowledgeable, grape soda, person or anything. But I'm just saying that this is the world that I'm seeing around me, and I think that is around all of us. It's the world we live in. And that's, healthcare, it works. It's a support system. I don't think that it would, I myself believe that it would not work, but, God knows. If it's going to happen to us, I hope I'm wrong. You know what I mean? So, and I'm against healthcare because it only perceives into the surface of the problem. You know what I mean? You don't know what I mean. Let me explain. It only goes into the surface of the problem because when you see all these people without health care, you say, the problem is that all these people don't have health care. Well, the problem, while that is a problem, that isn't the main problem. The main problem is that these people can't pay for this healthcare, and since they can't pay for this healthcare, hold on a second. Smoking a little weed over there. But I actually I know all this. This is all, whatever. These people have to pay all this much for this healthcare, and the reason that they have to pay this much for the healthcare is because you have lawyers and people suing these doctors, and you have for stupid things and suing them for things that really did happen. So you have bad lawyers and bad doctors. Okay, so without stricter codes and regulations on the doctors and the lawyers and their suing of the doctors, okay, not saying you should make doctors immune, because doctors are people, they fuck up too, they tell you that themselves, I mean, but when you have this lawsuit thing going on, it makes the doctors have to charge more. When the doctors have to charge more, it makes the insurance companies have to charge more, all right, to you, the person paying for it, which makes which makes low-income families unable to pay for it, so they go without it. Okay, so when the government when the government creates a healthcare system, it branches all of that problem, all of that debt that the healthcare system has, and puts it onto the massive debt that the $1 trillion debt that the U.S. government already has, that's crippling our economy and potentially causing our dollar to inflate. greatly in the future or whatever, and that's what they would have to do to fix the problem. Anyway, sort of, they'd fix it sort of that way. Anyway, it would just add all that debt to all the debt that we already have. So that's not the way to fix it, and healthcare is a bad idea. We need stricter regulations. We need reform. We need a healthcare reform rather than a healthcare system, I guess. Like something that would say, doctors that not lose patients, but stupid things. If someone leaves a scalpel in someone, that guy needs to get fired. What the fuck? Why are you leaving shit in that person? First of all, that dude's got a scalpel in him. Second of all, that's government property, man. Tax dollars pay for that. I'm just kidding. The other is really more important. I'm just saying. But it's just, that's, stupid things like that. Oh my God, you broke my, a bone got broken when you were trying to help me, or, oh my God, I got an infection and, lost, not an infection and I got an infection and I didn't lose any limbs, but I had a really bad rash and it caused me to miss a few days of work. So I'm suing you for $700 or $7,000 or whatever the fuck. I don't know. Stupid lawsuits. Those should not be allowed. There should be precedents set, laws to be precedents. Alright? We need a reform system rather than a healthcare system. And that is my healthcare rant for you right there.